For 100 years, one man stood alone against an entire nation. His name was Nuh. The Quran tells us he called his people to Allah, day and night, in secret and in public, and they rejected him. They mocked him. They covered their ears so they would not hear his words. Then came a command that must have seemed impossible. Build a ship in the middle of the desert, far from any sea. The Quran records what his people said when they saw him building. Whenever the chiefs of his people passed by him, they laughed at him. Noah replied, "If you laugh at us, we will laugh at you, just as you laugh now. And you will come to know who will receive a punishment that will disgrace him." He did not argue. He did not stop. He simply kept building, plank by plank, beam by beam, for decades, while the entire world watched and mocked a man they believed had lost his mind. Among those who refused to believe was his own son. The Quran records their final conversation. As the waters began to rise, Nuh called out, "O my son, embark with us and be not with the disbelievers." His son answered, "I will take refuge on a mountain to protect me from the water." Nuh said, "There is no protector today from the decree of Allah, except for whom he gives mercy." And the waves came between them, and his son was among those who drowned. Nuh cried out, "O my Lord, my son is of my family, and indeed your promise is true." And Allah answered, "O Nuh, indeed he is not of your family. Indeed his deeds were other than righteous. Family is not blood, family is faith." This was the price Nuh paid for 100 years of patience. Allah had given Nuh a sign, a specific sign that would mark the beginning. When our command came and the oven overflowed, water bursting from an ordinary oven, that was the signal. When it happened, Nuh gathered the believers, only a few, and pairs of every kind of animal. Then the sky broke open. The Quran says, "We opened the gates of heaven with rain pouring down, and caused the earth to burst with springs, from above, from below." The water met for a matter already decreed. Those who had mocked him for a century ran to the highest mountains, but the Quran tells us, the water rose even above the mountains. The ark carried the believers upon waves like mountains, and when it was over, the Quran says, "It was said, O earth, swallow your water, and O sky, withhold your rain." And the water subsided, and the matter was accomplished. The ark came to rest upon Mount Judy. Nuh prostrated upon the new earth, his tears mixing with the mud beneath him. A new world had begun, and every human being alive today descends from those who were on that ship. This is not just history. This is a warning that survived 10,000 years to reach you. Subscribe, because what we uncover next will surprise you. There is something else the Quran tells us, something most people never hear. Nuh's wife was also among those who did not believe. The Quran places her alongside the wife of Lut as an example for all believers until the end of time. Allah presents an example of those who disbelieved, the wife of Nuh and the wife of Lut. They were under two of our righteous servants, but betrayed them, two righteous prophets. Two wives who chose disbelief. It tells us something profound. Righteousness is not inherited, not through marriage, not through family, not through blood. Every soul stands alone before its Creator. Now consider the scale of what Nuh endured. Scholars say he was approximately 950 years old when this all unfolded. 950 years of calling people to the truth. The Quran confirms this number directly. And he remained among them 1,000 years minus 50 years. Imagine spending nearly a millennium delivering the same message, watching generation after generation reject it, watching your own children grow old and die in disbelief. And still, he did not give up. This is why Nuh is called Ulul Azm, one of the 5 greatest prophets of unwavering resolve. Not because he succeeded in convincing everyone, but because he never stopped trying, even when only a handful of people believed him after centuries of effort. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, told us that on the day of judgment, every nation will turn to Nuh first. They will say, "You are the first messenger Allah sent to the people of the earth." And Nuh will be asked, "Did you deliver the message?" And he will answer, "Yes." His nation will be asked to testify, and they will say they never received a warning. Then Allah will ask Nuh for proof, and he will say, "Muhammad and his nation, because this very story, reaching you right now, 1400 years after it was revealed, is the proof Nuh will present on that day. You are part of his testimony." The question is no longer whether the flood happened. The question is, what will you do now that you know? Notice something remarkable about this story. The Quran does not waste words. Every detail serves a purpose. The oven that overflowed, the son who refused, the wife who disbelieved, the mountain where it ended. These are not just historical facts. They are a mirror, because every generation faces its own flood, its own moment of choosing between comfort and truth. Nuh's ark was made of wood and rope, but the lesson he left behind has carried believers across 14 centuries, and it is still afloat today, in your hands.